Brogan calling signals. It is Andy Johnson, and he drives down, in, touchdown. Andy Johnson goes in from a yard out. And with 3 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Patriots, a 6-minute drive that took them 86 yards for a touchdown, and the Patriots lead 6-0.
Brogan calls signals. Brogan goes back to pass. Brogan has time. He fires. Complete to Francis. 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's in. He's in for a touchdown. A great pattern run by Russ Francis. Steve Brogan put it right on the money, and Russ hauled it in and carried it in for a Patriot touchdown, and they're back on top with 6:46 to go in the third quarter. Brogan calling signals. Right side is Jess Phillips driving down and in. Jesse Phillips is in for a touchdown. Jess Phillips off right tackle, found a hole, knifed it through for a score. And the Patriots are out in front 20-10. Third down and 18, 19 for Oakland at the Patriot 28. Stabler is back to pass. Here comes the rush again. He gets it away, and the ball is incomplete at the 5-yard line. A penalty marker is down. A penalty marker is down. I don't know if the Patriots are going to be called for roughing the passer or what, as they swarmed in on Stabler, but a flag is down. And Ray Hamilton is throwing his arms in the air, roughing the passer. First down, Oakland, with 52 seconds left. It is third and a yard to go for Oakland at the Patriot 4. The give comes to Banaszak, and he drives over the middle and is stopped. I don't know if he made the first down or not. The officials stopped the clock with 37 seconds left.
He has to get to the 3-yard line.
Yeah. Banaszak was stopped. They're going to have a measurement. A flag is down. Hold it. The penalty marker went down.
Patriots, somebody has lost their cool.
Personal foul against the Patriots. First and goal to go.
That's not fair, Gil. This is too critical a situation to allow something like that to happen. You just cannot call a penalty like that in a situation like this. You just can't. It has to be something that is very, very bad, or something that is very, very obvious. Naturally, their tempers are flaring a little bit. This is too tough a spot to make a call like that.
It is second and goal to go for Oakland. We have 22 seconds left to go in the game. Second down, goal to go for the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders come out of the huddle. Banaszak and Davis in the backfield. 14 seconds left. Stabler rolling to his left. Is going to go down and in. A flag is down. A penalty flag is down.
We got a holding call of some sort.
A penalty flag is down. Hold everything. A penalty marker is down on the field. Stabler went in with 10 seconds to go. A penalty flag is down. We'll have to wait for the call. We don't know what it is. A penalty marker is down. It is offside Patriots. The Raiders have scored, and they've gone ahead with 10 seconds to go, 24-21.
Hi, this is Gil Santos, and I covered the Patriots games every play of the way during the 1976 season, preseason, regular season, and short-lived playoff season. I was there, an eyewitness in Oakland's Alameda County Coliseum to that never-to-be-forgotten playoff game against the Raiders. Believe me, the Patriots won that ball game. They won it on offense, they won it on defense, they won it on execution, they won it on class. They won it everywhere but on the scoreboard. But I swear I saw the Patriots win that game. That's why after the final gun, myself and my partner Gino Capoletti sat stunned in the broadcast booth, gazing catatonically across the field at a scoreboard that read Oakland 24, New England 21.
Certainly, the Patriots have a great deal to be proud of, the way they played today, and we'll talk more about that after Gino recaps the scoring in today's game. And, my man, it is a tough one to take.
It really is, because had the Patriots been beaten and you accepted the fact that they were here and served their apprenticeship, you might say, in playoff football, and that you have to do this maybe to get the feeling of what playoff football is, you would accept it and say that's the way it was. But the Patriots really outplayed Oakland, and Oakland, to me, is not as strong as some of the Oakland teams of the past. I think they know that as well, and the Patriots came in here and just played them toe-to-toe and outplayed them in every area. They outplayed them defensively, outplayed them offensively.
It took some time on the long flight back from Oakland for the shock of the loss to wear off, but the memories of the Patriots' 1976 season of success were vivid and happy ones, and one last-second loss will never take them away. Looking back on the past season, it was one of fulfillment, a season which made up for 17 years of false expectations and broken dreams. Following a 3-3 preseason trial, no one knew quite what to expect from the 76 edition of the New England Patriots. A decade of mediocrity had turned the most loyal Patriot fans into a crusty, pessimistic bunch. And on opening day against Baltimore, their pessimism was justified. The Colts had gone through a week of turmoil, with last year's Coach of the Year, Ted Marchibroda, first being fired, then under player protest, rehired. Both the mental and emotional preparedness of the Colts were unquestionable as kickoff time approached. Through the first 29 minutes of the game, the Patriots held on to a precarious 6-3 lead, thanks to a pair of John Smith field goals. But with less than a minute to play in the half, Burt Jones, the AFC's Player of the Year, struck for 2 quick touchdown passes to Glenn Doughty, and the Colts headed to the locker room with a 17-6 lead. In the second half, a Tony Linhart field goal was followed by an Andy Johnson touchdown as the Patriots pulled within striking distance at 20-13. Then in the fourth quarter, following a Steve Grogan interception, one of 4 he would suffer on the day, Lydell Mitchell scampered 10 yards to give the Colts a 27-13 victory. Following the game, Steve Grogan was a very dejected young quarterback. A letter of reassurance from Billy Sullivan did much to bolster his confidence. After the opening game loss to Baltimore, the Boo Birds and the Cynics were out in force. In the media, on the talk shows, and in the neighborhood taverns, all the armchair quarterbacks were saying, "Look at the schedule. We're going to be 0-4, and the season will be over before it's a month old." And they had every right to be cynical. The next 3 games on the Patriots' agenda included back-to-back meetings with the winners of the last 4 Super Bowls, Miami and Pittsburgh, to be followed by a game against perennial Super Bowl contender Oakland. Rather than try to project into the future, the Patriots did the smart thing. They took it one game at a time. On Schaefer Stadium's artificial surface, which was about to turn into a magic carpet, the Patriots battled the proud Miami Dolphins to a scoreless first quarter. Then suddenly it became the Steve Grogan Show. With each passing minute, you could almost see his confidence grow. Early in the second quarter, he hit Andy Johnson with this 15-yard scoring strike.
All right, it is 3rd and 8 for the Pats with Johnson in the right slot, Stingley wide to the right, Briscoe wide to the left, back to passes Grogan. Good protection.
Oh, Andy's wide open.
Wide open, Andy Johnson, he's in for a touchdown. Andy Johnson, a 15-yard touchdown pass from Steve Grogan. He was absolutely wide open over the middle.
Following the missed extra point, Miami marched for a score and took a brief 7-6 lead. Then in the closing minutes of the half, Patriots fans got their first glimpse of a new offensive dimension they had never witnessed before. A quarterback who could run like a halfback and had an instinctive nose for the goal line.
Stingley to the right, Briscoe to the left. Grogan, play action fake, rolls to his right. Rolling, looking, now going to run. Inside the 10. Grogan inside the 5, and he's going to go in. Touchdown! Great run, Steve Grogan. Picking and choosing his way. Excellent running ability, and he carries it in. From 13 yards out with 11 seconds to go in the half, and the Patriots take the lead back at 12-7.
In this second game of the season, the Patriots established another encouraging precedent which would follow them throughout the 76 season. Game after game, they would come out of the locker room at halftime and totally overpower, outscore, and demoralize the opposition. Witness this third quarter scoring bomb from Grogan to Johnson, which made the score Patriots 20, Miami 7.
It is 3rd down, the Patriots with 4 wide receivers as they put Johnson in the left slot, Francis in the right slot. Back to pass, Grogan fires over the middle, and it's complete to Andy Johnson at the 10, at the 5, and he's going to go in. A touchdown. 23-yard touchdown pass, Steve Grogan. Just fired a bullet to Andy Johnson, flying out of the left slot. Grogan's second touchdown pass of the afternoon.
A 22-yard field goal by John Smith made it 23-7 before the veteran Dolphins rallied back on a Norm Boulash touchdown to narrow the margin to 9 points. But the Dolphins never really had a chance. Steve Grogan was having a spectacular game. In all, he hit 16 of 27 passes for 166 yards without throwing a single interception. Following an awesome drive, Grogan's third touchdown pass of the day was to tight end Russ Francis.
The give to Nolan. Grogan play action fake, bootlegging left, going to keep it and go at the 20, 25, 30. Grogan spinning out to the 37-yard line. A 17-yard run for Steve Grogan, brought down by Bob Hines. The give is to Nolan as Grogan in play action goes back to pass. He looks to the right. His man is open. Andy Johnson at the 40, 45, 50. Johnson in midfield. Johnson at the 40 of Miami, the 35, the 30. What a sensational run. Andy Johnson all the way down to the Miami 24. Holy Toledo. What a run by Andy Johnson. Grogan play action again. Rolls to his left. Pump fakes once. Now he's going to run. He's at the 20, at the 15, and he goes out of bounds. Down at the Miami 11-yard line. The handoff to Cunningham, turning right, inside the 5 and down to the 3. Sam Cunningham. Grogan, play action, back to pass, rolls to his right, fires, touchdown, Russ Francis. I'll tell you, Grogan threaded a needle on that one. He just fired a bullseye between two defenders to Russ Francis. And that mounts it up to 29-14.
After the first two torturous games of the opening Big Four on the 76 schedule, the Patriots were 1-1. The skeptics said the Miami game was a fluke. The optimists hoped the Pats could win one of their next two games against Pittsburgh and Oakland. The dreamers said, hey, we can beat anybody in this league. Well, as it turned out, the dreamers were actually the realists. Remember this thrilling game at Three Rivers Stadium against the vaunted Super Bowl champion Steelers? Franco Harris got the Steelers on the board first with a 3-yard touchdown plunge. But the surprisingly aggressive Patriots defense shut out the Steelers for the rest of the first quarter. And the first period ended with a score 7-6, thanks to a pair of long-range field goals by John Smith. It was a dark, overcast Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh. A light rain was falling. But the way the usually precise Pittsburgh machine was handling the ball, you would have thought they were playing in a monsoon. All told, on the afternoon, the Steelers fumbled the ball 7 times, and 6 times the Patriots recovered. But at halftime, the Steelers still led 13-9. In the third quarter, the Steelers appeared headed toward their predicted victory when Harris scored to put the world champions up by a score of 20-9. But then, the young Patriots started working their third quarter magic. Behind the leadership of Steve Grogan, they came roaring back. First, it was Grogan to Francis for 38 yards and their first touchdown of the day.
4th down and 2, they're going to go for it at the Pittsburgh 38. And of course the crowd is yelling defense. Double tight end for the Patriots, Stingley on the left wing. Again the Steelers with an 8-man defensive front. Option. Stingley goes in motion to the right side. Grogan is back to pass. Looking, his man is open, wide open, Francis. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Russ Francis.
Then before the third quarter was over, Grogan hit Darryl Stingley on a fly pattern. And the Stinger tightrope down the sidelines for 58 yards to put the Patriots in front 24-20.
Play action fake by Grogan on first down. He's back to pass. He lets it go long and deep. Darryl Stingley is there. He's got it. He's going to go down and in. A touchdown. Wow. Darryl Stingley hauls in a 59-yard pass from Steve Grogan. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
In the fourth quarter, Grogan marched the Patriots down to the Steelers' 6-yard line and then pierced the steel curtain for the first time on the ground with this 6-yard quarterback keeper.
First and 10 Pats at the Pittsburgh 6. Double tight end. Stingley on the right wing. Grogan calling signals. Grogan rolls to his right. Looking in the end zone. He's going to carry it. He's down inside the 5. He's on his feet. He's in for a touchdown. Grogan snuck right under the hit and went in for a touchdown.
With time running out in the contest, the Steelers got a break they desperately needed when Don Calhoun coughed up the ball in Patriot territory. A few plays later, Terry Bradshaw hit tight end Randy Grossman with a 10-yard touchdown pass to narrow the score to 30-27. With seconds ticking away, Pittsburgh mounted one last come-from-behind drive. But the New England defense stiffened, and Roy Girella's desperation field goal missed the target.
All right. We're down to the finale. Maybe. 3 seconds left. Girella to try a 48-yard field goal for Pittsburgh. He sets, the kick is up, and it is no good. It is no good. The Patriots beat the Steelers 30-27.
Who are these guys in red, white, and blue anyway? Is this some bicentennial hoax brought to life by the ghosts of Revolutionary War patriots? Or is this a bona fide for real football team? The questions kept coming in from all ends of the National Football League establishment. The answer came on Sunday, October 3rd, before a jam-packed house at Schaefer Stadium. For the third consecutive week, the Patriots would pull off an earth-shaking upset, this time humiliating the fierce Oakland Raiders 48-17. The overwhelming score accurately reflected the total dominance displayed by the Patriots on offense, defense, and special teams. Once again, Steve Grogan had a spectacular day, as did Sam Cunningham, who barreled through the Oakland defense for more than 100 yards rushing and caught 5 passes for another 94 yards. But the game's first score was notched by all-purpose back Andy Johnson.
All right, the Patriots are out. Oakland now with a 4-man defensive line. First and goal at the Raider 2, double tight end, Francis right wing. Grogan calling signals. Grogan a give to Andy Johnson to the right, turning in. Touchdown! Andy Johnson. He was hit at about the 1-yard line. He kept trying to turn it outside, and he carried. Linebacker Willie Hall into the end zone with him, and the Patriots jump out on top 6-0.
In the second quarter, the Patriots made it 14-0 when Grogan hit Stingley on this 21-yard scoring shot.
Grogan fakes the draw, back to pass, looking for Francis. Nobody there. Now he shoots over the middle. He's open. Touchdown! Darryl Stingley! Darryl Stingley hauls it in. And he was not the primary receiver. A beautiful play by Grogan.
No way was he the primary receiver. That was all Steve Grogan, Gil.
Oakland narrowed the gap to 14-7 when Fred Biletnikoff hauled in a 14-yard strike from Ken Stabler. But the Pats came right back with a scoring combo of Grogan and Briscoe.
Grogan hasn't thrown in Briscoe's area yet. Out of the backfield in motion, left goes Johnson. Grogan is back to pass, sets it up, lets it go. Open, touchdown, Marlon Briscoe! Hey! 16-yard touchdown pass. Steve Grogan to Marlon Briscoe. As he just crossed the goal line, he turned and Grogan nailed it right in there, and Briscoe made a solid grab, hung onto the thing with 2 hands all the way down to the ground.
A Fred Steinfort field goal later made it 21-10 at the half, but in the third quarter, the Patriots had that old black magic casting another spell over their befuddled opponent.
Grogan drops back to pass, sets it up into the end zone, touchdown, Darryl Stingley! Hey! Beautiful diving catch by the Stinger. Steve Grogan has his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. Boy, did he bury that thing in there. The give, Grogan rolling to his right, going to carry it down and in. Touchdown, Steve Grogan. Rolled to his right, saw the alley and ran it in, and the Patriots are pouring it on. It's 34-10. This place is going berserk.
35-10, and the Patriots weren't through yet. In the fourth quarter, they socked it to the big bad Raiders for 2 more touchdowns, as Grogan ran for his 2nd touchdown of the day, and Jess Phillips motored in from 11 yards out.
All right, wide to the right is Stingley, double tight ends, backs in a split.
Play action fake. Grogan rolls to the right, going to carry it at the 10, at the 5, puts his head down and goes in. Another touchdown for Steve Grogan. He runs it in from 10 yards out, and the Patriots are just hammering the Oakland Raiders. 14 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and the Patriots lead 41-10. They are absolutely awesome. Grogan on a gift to Phillips inside the 10, running hard, breaks a tackle, keeps going, he's down, he's in, a touchdown, a great run by Jesse Phillips. He banged in 10 yards. You want to talk about a guy driving and not going to give up. Jess Phillips just went slamming 10 yards for a touchdown. He broke about 4 tackles along the way. And they are just slapping him on the back and happy as can be for the young man, Jess Phillips. Veteran football player, a real good solid back. Carries it in, and the Patriots lead 48-10 with 10 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the game.
A last-minute touchdown engineered by Oakland's backup quarterback did little to assuage the hurt felt by Raider coach John Madden, who called it the most humbling defeat of his coaching career. On the other side of the field, Chuck Fairbanks was delighted with the performance of his team. For most Patriot fans, the 3 straight upsets over Miami, Pittsburgh, and Oakland already spelled a successful season. But little did they know that the best was yet to come. Following the euphoria of winning 3 out of 4 against the toughest opposition the NFL had to offer, the Patriots ran into the harsh reality of life in the National Football League underneath the plastic silver bubble which covers the Detroit Lions' Pontiac Stadium. Greg Landry's improvisational offense picked the Pats' defense apart for 30 points, while Detroit's underrated defense limited New England to a mere 10 points. Perhaps it was only natural that a team which had been through the emotional ringer for 4 straight weeks would have a letdown. At this point in the season, the Patriots were only 3-2, and the football world still wasn't sure of their capabilities. If any doubts about their talents and abilities remained, the young Patriots silenced all critics with their Monday night performance against the hapless New York Jets. Before a stunned national TV audience and a slack-jawed Howard Cosell, the Patriots rolled with ease to a resounding 41-7 triumph as both the offense and defense excelled.
13:42 to go in the second quarter. The Patriots lead 7-0. It'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Check that, a 39-yard field goal attempt for Leahy. He is 2 for 2 inside 40 yards thus far this season. Dwayne Carroll will hold for the Jets. A low snap from center. It is bouncing loose. Carroll picks it up, and he is tackled back at the 38-yard line by Steve Nelson. This drive started at their own 36. A bad snap from center on an attempted field goal. The Patriots taking over at their own 36. Grogan calling signals. Grogan a gift to Calhoun. Inside the 5, fumbles the ball. Grogan picks it up at the 10, at the 5, and he's in. Touchdown! Steve Grogan, ever alert. Grogan calling signals. Play action fake. Back to pass. Floats it. Open. Complete to Cunningham, and he is in. No, Johnson. Andy Johnson in for a touchdown. 2nd and 10 Patriots at the Jet 41. Grogan back to pass. Now rolls to his left on a bootleg. He's at the 45, at the 40, 35, 30. Grogan to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. A sensational touchdown run. Steve Grogan, 41 yards. What a beautiful run. Cunningham gets the call inside the 10, inside the 5, inside the end zone. Touchdown. Sam Cunningham blasting 14 yards. Hardly anybody touched him. And it is now 33-7 as the Patriots are hammering the Jets here at Schaefer tonight. Jackson, the lone deep man for the Jets. They have 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. Patrick handles a snap. The Jets try to block it. Patrick gets it away. Bouncing at the 20. Rolling inside the 10. Picked up. Fumbled. Patriots recover inside the New York Jet 15-yard line at the 11. And the man recovering the fumble was Jim Romanishin, the special teams captain. 1st and 10 at the Jet 11. The give comes to Calhoun inside the 10, inside the 5, and in for a touchdown. Don Calhoun from Kansas State. Takes the handoff from Steve Grogan of Kansas State. Rambles 11 yards, and there was no denying Don Calhoun on that run, boys and girls. Patrick handles a good snap. The Jets try to block it. Patrick gets it away. Very high, booming punt. Jackson at his 35, circling, giving ground. Oh, he's in terrible trouble, being chased all the way back to the 24-yard line. Holy Toledo, what punt coverage, and what a punt by Mike Patrick. He hit that thing a mile high. 1st and 10 Jets. Todd on a handoff to Davis to the right at the 30, the 35-yard line. He's brought down there, and that should end the ball game. As the clock ticks off the final seconds, we're down to 10 seconds to go in the game. And the people remaining, not that many, maybe, 15,000, 20,000, giving the Patriots an ovation for their overwhelming victory here tonight over the New York Jets. It was just no contest. The final score at Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, the New England Patriots 41, the New York Jets 7.
It was a thorough and complete wipeout. The kind of win the Pats needed to gather momentum for their annual war with the Bills in Buffalo the following Sunday. Going into this Buffalo game, they were 4-2, and in a three-way dogfight for the Eastern Division lead. The weather that day at Rich Stadium was typical, cold and rainy. The first half was a defensive struggle, which the Patriots won by virtue of 2 John Smith field goals to 1 field goal by Buffalo's George Jakowenko. But again, it was magic time in the third quarter for the Patriots. First, Grogan hit Russ Francis with a 9-yarder to put the Patriots up 12-3.
Double tight end. Grogan rolls to his right, looking to the end zone, throws, touchdown, Russ Francis. Line drive shot from Steve Grogan to Russ Francis in the right side of the end zone, and it is a 12-3 ball game.
Then 5 minutes later, Sam Bam came through with one of his famous touchdown plunges to make it 19-3 in favor of New England.
2nd and goal at the Buffalo 1, double tight end. Francis on the left wing. Cunningham and Johnson the backs. It is Cunningham hurtling in for a touchdown. Sam Bam puts it into the end zone.
On the day, Sam Cunningham rambled through the Bills' defense for 118 yards to outdistance his more famous USC counterpart, O.J., by 8 yards. But O.J. got 32 of his 110 yards on this scoring spurt, which narrowed the score to 19-9.
The handoff comes to Simpson, turning right. He breaks it at the 30, 25, 20. He's going to go all the way. O.J. Simpson, 32 yards for a touchdown.
Early in the fourth quarter, Steve Grogan bootlegged to the right and scored the clinching touchdown from 10 yards out. The score was set up by a sensational 71-yard kickoff return by Jess Phillips.
So Jakowenko kicks it off. It is Phillips deep for the Patriots. End over end kick, and Phillips will come in under this one at the 11, at the 15, 20. Heading for the right at the 25, 30, 35, outside at the 40, at the 45 at midfield, down the sidelines. Jesse Phillips cutting at the 30, runs into trouble and is knocked down at the Buffalo Bill 17-yard line. Phillips and Cunningham, the split backs on third down. Grogan sprints out to the right, going to keep it and go inside the 10, inside the 5. He's in! Touchdown! Sam Adams out in front, blocking, and Grogan just turned it on, ran the bootleg right, and went in for the touchdown. So Steve Grogan has scored, his 7th touchdown of the year. Oh, what? He is something.
With ex-Boston College star Gary Morangi filling in for the injured Joe Ferguson, the Bills rambled and scrambled for 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, but the outcome was never in doubt. The Patriots won a one-sided game by the deceptive score of 26-22 and stayed in the thick of the playoff race by extending their record to 5-2. The second half of the season would be the decisive factor, as 8 teams in the AFC were all bunched at the top, and only 4 would make the coveted playoffs. With half the regular season over and the Patriots in serious contention, Patriots fans everywhere began checking out the remainder of the schedule. For the next 4 weeks, the Patriots would be playing key Eastern Division rivals. They absolutely needed to win at least 3 out of the 4 to remain a viable contender for the Super Bowl. After that, in the 12th game of the season, they had to face the tough Denver Broncos. Many people, rightfully so, decided this might prove to be the pivotal game of the season. If the Pats could win that, they were on the gravy train, with only New Orleans and Tampa Bay standing in their way to their first playoff berth since the inception of the Super Bowl. But once again, it had to be one step at a time, one game at a time. In the hot 80-degree Orange Bowl, the Pats ran into a fired-up Dolphin team. New England wanted this game, but Miami wanted it more. A loss to the upstart young Patriots, and Miami's playoff chances were gonzo. As a result, the tenacious Dolphin defense limited the Pats' high-powered offense to a mere 3 points and won the game 10-3. Now it was the brash young Patriots with their backs to the wall. With a 5-3 record, a single loss in their final 6 games might spell disaster. In the West, Oakland, Denver, and San Diego were still in the playoff picture. In the Central Division, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and surprising Cleveland were all charging hard. And in their own Eastern Division, Baltimore and Miami were still important factors. From here on in, it was win or see you next year. Against Buffalo in the 9th game of the season, the Patriots got on the scoreboard first with this long-range field goal by John Smith, following an important Tim Fox interception.
Back to pass goes Morangi. He lets it go long and deep. It's going to be intercepted by Tim Fox at the 45, at midfield, at the 45 of Buffalo, the 40, the 35, the 30, and out of bounds. At the Buffalo Bill 29-yard line. Tim Fox cutting right in front of the intended receiver down the left sideline, intercepted at the Patriot 45-yard line, and he races it back to the Bills 29, and the Patriots have field position. All right, it is a field goal attempt by John Smith, a 45-yard shot. Mike Patrick will hold. The snap, the ball is down. The kick by Smith is up. He hit it hard, and he hit it good. 45 yards, John Smith. That's 11 out of 15 on the year for John. So let's take a timeout with the score. The Patriots 3 and the Buffalo Bills nothing.
With less than 9 minutes gone in the first quarter, the Patriots virtually locked the game up. No, not by scoring a touchdown or by kicking another field goal or intercepting a pass. They put the game on ice when O.J. Simpson blew his cool.
Morangi on a give to O.J. Simpson, trying to turn it wide to the right, being chased down by Zabel. He gets away from that man, but he is hit as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Finally thrown down by Mel Lunsford, and O.J. gets up fighting, and Reggie McKenzie jumps on the top of Mel Lunsford, and they're having a battle out there. The officials are trying to break it up. Lunsford wrestled Simpson to the ground and threw him down. Simpson got up swinging his fists. Lunsford took a shot back at Simpson, and then McKenzie came jumping right over the top of Mel Lunsford, and somebody should be thrown out of this ball game.
You suppose they would throw O.J. out?
No way. They had Simpson set on a wing and tried to run him back around. Now they had Simpson stopped. Lunsford threw him down, and then O.J. just got up punching. And I think they have kicked Simpson and Lunsford out of the ball game. Lunsford has not been ejected. Only Simpson. Well, my goodness.
With Buffalo's main offensive weapon sitting in dry dock, the Patriots' defense dominated the game. A 33-yard Smith field goal made it 6-0. Then, with less than 2 minutes remaining, Michael Haynes did what many longtime Patriots observers thought to be impossible. Michael fielded a Buffalo punt on his own 11-yard line. And then
Bateman at his 29, awaiting the snap. Haynes is deep for the Patriots at his own 15. Bateman handles it, gets the ball away. Not a good punt. Fair catch is signaled for by Bedoin. It is picked up by Haynes on a bounce at the 10, heading for the right at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There he goes down the sideline. The first time in Patriot history, a punt return for touchdown. Mike Haynes, a 90-yard punt return. The first time in the history of the Patriots in any game. preseason or regular season. No flags down. It's a 90-yard punt return from Mike Haynes, and the Patriots lead it 12-0.
The Patriots went on to win 20-10, bringing their season's record to an impressive 6-3 mark. Their next opponent, the Baltimore Colts, who led the East with an 8-1 record. And at home in Municipal Stadium, the Colts were next to impossible to beat. But this was the season when nothing was impossible for the Patriots. With 6 minutes gone in the game, Burt Jones hit speedy Roger Carr with a 22-yard scoring bomb, and the Colts jumped into a quick 7-0 lead. The Patriots came right back on their next possession and marched 68 yards in 11 plays and tied the score on a 2-yard Grogan to Al Chandler flip.
Grogan sprints out to the right, looking to throw, fires to the end zone, touchdown! To Al Chandler, the tight end.
This time, the Patriots didn't wait till the third quarter to start their offensive explosion. Instead, they did the bulk of their scoring in the second quarter. Don Calhoun, filling in for the injured Sam Cunningham, tore the Colts' rushing defense to pieces, rambling for 72 yards and 3 carries in this touchdown drive.
Two tight ends, Patriots, 1st and 10. It is Calhoun turning it wide left at the 20, 25. Calhoun 30, 35, and up and out of bounds. Rambling for a first down goes Don Calhoun from Kansas State. Grogan on a draw to Calhoun. He breaks it across the 35-40. Calhoun 45 at midfield. At the 45 of Baltimore, the 40. He's outside of the 30, the 25, the 20. On his feet, down and out of bounds. Inside the Baltimore Colt 20 at the 15-yard line goes Don Calhoun. Grogan the handoff to Calhoun, turning left inside the 10. And he cracks it down to about the 9-yard line before he is stopped again by Joe Ehrman. Grogan calling signals. His backs are split. Grogan quarterback sneak, and he's in. Touchdown. Steve Grogan a quarterback sneak, that time behind Sam Adams, the right guard, and the Patriots jump on top at 13-7 with 10:18 to go here in the second quarter.
The Colts came back to tie it at 14 apiece late in the second quarter on a 2-yard plunge by Don McCauley. On the ensuing kickoff, Steve Grogan put the Pats' 2-minute drill into action, and the Patriots went ahead to stay when Grogan rolled to his right for a 3-yard touchdown with less than 30 seconds to play.
Grogan rolling out right, going to bootleg it and carry it, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. Steve Grogan bootlegging to the right side, and he carried it in for the score as the Patriots, with 23 seconds to go in the first half, score their 3rd touchdown of the game. The extra point attempt by Smith is up, and it is good, and the Patriots take the lead again at 21-14.
In the second half, it was the Patriots' defensive team's chance to shine. They completely overpowered the Colts' offense and shut them out for the entire half. Rookie sensation Mike Haynes picked off 2 Burt Jones passes. An outside linebacker, Pete Barnes, came up with 2 consecutive quarterback sacks in the Colts' critical final drive.
Dowdy wide to the right, Carr wide to the left. Chester tight right, back split it wide. Behind quarterback Burt Jones, who goes straight back to pass. He sets it up, he shoots it long and deep for Roger Carr, and it is intercepted by Michael Haynes at the 2, to the 5, 10, 15, 20, and bumped out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Now back to pass is Burt Jones. Sets it up, lets it fly long and deep, and it is intercepted again by Michael Haynes at the 30, 35, 40. Haynes at the 45 at midfield, and he's down to the Baltimore Colt 46-yard line. The second pass interception of the game for rookie Michael Haynes. Wide left is Carr, wide right is Dowdy. Second down play, back to pass Burt Jones. Sets it up, going to be sacked at the 30-yard line by Pete Barnes. And a big defensive play by Pete Barnes from the right side as he got Jones, blindsided him. And Jones is back to pass on 3rd and 21. Here's Barnes again. He's got him, and he sacks him back at the 17. What a game Peter Barnes is playing.
The victory over the Colts was an important one, but also a costly one, as 3 key members of the Patriots, linebacker Steve Nelson, fullback Sam Cunningham, and tight end Russ Francis, were sidelined with injuries. However, the New England red, white, and blue machine was in high gear now. Who could stop them? Certainly not their next opponent, the downtrodden New York Jets. But wait a minute, what's this? With only 4 minutes gone in the first quarter, the Jets are leading 10-0. Two early Patriot mistakes have been converted into quick Jet scores. But by this time, the young Patriots are battle-tested and pressure-proven. Grogan quickly strikes for 2 touchdowns, hitting Johnson and Stingley in the end zone within a single minute to put the Pats on top to stay.
Grogan is back to pass, looking left, firing left, complete to Andy Johnson, touchdown! Great play! Great play by Grogan and Johnson together. Grogan straight back to pass, sets it up, has the time, floats toward the left corner, touchdown! Darryl Stingley! Over the head grab in the left corner of the end zone. Oh, Steve Grogan lays it right on the money to Darryl Stingley.
This game belonged to the Patriots' defensive secondary as they completely frustrated Joe Namath and Richard Todd. Tim Fox and Bob Howard had 1 interception each. Mike Haynes added another 3 to his league-leading total, and Prentice McCray had 2. Both returned for touchdowns.
Namath, play action. Rolls to the right, looks, fires, intercepted by Prentice McCray at the 50, the 45. He's going to go all the way. Namath back to pass on 3rd down. Sets it up. He's being rushed this time. He gets it away. It is intercepted again by Prentice McCray at the 40, 35, 30. McCray at the 20, the 15, the 10. He's in. The second touchdown of the game and a pass interception by Prentice McCray.
The Patriots went on to breeze to their 8th victory of the year by a score of 38-24. But their final touchdown of the game is one worth noting. It came on a pass from Grogan to rookie center Pete Brock. Brock was lined up at the Jets' 6-yard line as a second tight end in the Patriots' short yardage offense. In the huddle, Grogan called his number and found him alone in the end zone.
Backs in a wide split, Calhoun. Grogan back to pass. Touchdown to Peter Brock.
He finally got it, Gil. You said it was going to happen.
Sooner or later. Brock is just tickle pink. Lined up tight to the left side.
Yeah.
Grogan on play action fake to Calhoun and then rolling to his left, and he hits Peter Brock for a touchdown. And the Patriots' #1 draft pick, a center, but used in short yardage situations as a second tight end, of course becomes an eligible receiver when he plays it. And he was wide open. Grogan laid it right in there for Steve Grogan, the hat trick and touchdown passes today.
On the Sunday after Thanksgiving, the 8-3 Patriots hosted the 7-4 Denver Broncos in their most important game of the season. If Denver won, they had the inside track to the playoffs via the wild card route. If New England won, they needed only one more victory in their last 2 games to gain the wild card position. John Smith missed 2 first-quarter field goals, and the game remained scoreless until Steve Grogan scored on a quarterback sneak with 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Patriots blew the game wide open with 24 unanswered points.
3rd and goal. Grogan, play action fake, back to pass, fires end zone, touchdown! Touchdown to Al Chandler.
No confusion there.
You betcha, Chandler was wide open. Steve Grogan rifles his 16th touchdown pass of the season. A 3-yard shot to tight end Al Chandler, and the Patriots lead 16-0. Van Heusen handles a high snap from center, gets it away. Coming down to Haynes at the 39-yard line. Michael to the right at the 40, 45 at the 50. Michael to the 45, to the 40 of Denver. 35, 30. Michael to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's in! A touchdown! Michael Haynes! A 61-yard punt return! Oh! They're blowing him out in the first half. Michael Haynes, a 61-yard punt return for the Patriots, and they lead 23-0.
New England won going away by a score of 38-14. The loss eliminated the Broncos from playoff contention and virtually wrapped up a spot in the postseason tournament for the brash young Patriots. The next week, against Hank Stram's New Orleans Saints, they made it official. After a scoreless first quarter, Grogan hit Chandler with a 12-yard scoring strike, and then 6 minutes later, rambled in himself for an 11-yard touchdown.
Grogan calling signals. Steve is back to pass. Sets it up. Fires to the end zone. It is complete for a touchdown to Al Chandler. Chandler caught it at the 1-yard line and just turned it into the end zone for a score. All right, out they come. 1st and 10 at the Saints 11. The backs are split behind Grogan. Fakes a handoff, rolls out to his left. Gonna run with it at the 10. Grogan at the 5. Grogan in, touchdown. Steve Grogan runs it in from 11 yards out. And for Steve Grogan, that is his 10th touchdown rushing on the season.
He's closing in on a record.
Yes, he is. One more, and he will tie the National Football League record for touchdowns rushing.
A pair of field goals by ex-Harvard Superfoot Richie Zarro cut the score to 13-6 before the Patriots scored twice more in the fourth quarter to wrap up the game and officially put themselves in the playoffs. One of the two Patriot fourth-period touchdowns came on this 10-yard scamper by Steve Grogan, which tied an NFL record.
It is 2nd and 8 for the Pats at the New Orleans 10. Burks is wide to the right side. The backs are split. Now Burks comes in motion to the left. Grogan, play action fake, bootlegging left. He's all alone at the 10, at the 5, turning, driving, and in. The ball is fumbled in the end zone. The Saints recover. The ball was fumbled in the end zone.
We got a touchdown.
And they call it a touchdown. As soon as Grogan put it in the end zone, that was it. It was a touchdown.
With a berth in the playoffs already assured, the Patriots took a low-key approach toward their final regular season game against the winless expansion team known as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Patriots left cold New England a few days early to give the walking wounded a chance to recuperate under the warm Florida sun. But for the Patriots, this was no vacation. This final game against Tampa Bay was far from meaningless. For one thing, no Patriot team in the history of the franchise had ever won more than 10 games. A win here would give the Patriots of 76 11 victories in a season. Another more important reason is that it would be a psychological bummer to walk into a playoff game a week after having been beaten by the 0-13 Buccaneers. That would be like walking into a shooting gallery with a target painted across your head. But in the first half of the Tampa game, the Patriots looked out of it. Had it not been for this brilliant 69-yard run by Andy Johnson, they would have trailed 14-0 at the half.
1st and 10 Pats. Backs in a split. In motion left comes Burks. The handoff comes to Andy Johnson. He fakes the handoff on the end around. He takes it at the 30, 35, 40, 45 at midfield. At the 45, at the 40. There he goes down the sideline at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. A touchdown.
Oh, what
69-yard run by Andy Johnson.
Well, Johnson struck again in the third quarter to tie the game at 14-14. But the game winner belonged to Sam Hunt. The big, hard-hitting inside linebacker picked off a Steve Spurrier pass at his own 32-yard line and rollerballed 68 yards for a touchdown.
3rd and 10 for the Buccaneers. Smith in motion. Back to pass Spurrier. Here's the rush. They get him. He gets the ball away. It is intercepted by Sam Hunt at the 35, 40. Sam Hunt at the 45, at the 50, the 45, the 40 of Tampa, the 30, the 25, the 20. He's going to go all the way. Sam Hunt with a 60-yard pass interception, and he's doing his dance.
Oh, yeah.
All the way for a touchdown. Sam Hunt, 65 yards for that pass interception and return for a touchdown.
A John Smith field goal with less than 3 minutes to play assured the Patriots of their 6th victory in a row and their 11th win of the season. The 6 straight wins, a Patriot record. So why, with only 4 seconds showing on the game clock and the ball on the Buccaneer 1-yard line, did the Patriots call a timeout? The reason was simple. They were not trying to run up the score. This team had too much class to do that. They simply wanted to give Steve Grogan a chance to set an all-time NFL record for touchdowns rushing in a single season by a quarterback. And Grogan, once again, came through in the clutch.
Okay, Grogan brings his team out. 1st and goal to go. Calhoun and Phillips are the running backs.
Grogan run for the touchdown.
Grogan, quarterback sneak touchdown.
Broke the record.
He did. Steve Grogan, that's why they call the timeout. Steve Grogan has broken the record for quarterback scoring touchdowns in the National Football League in a single season. For Steve Grogan, his 12th touchdown of the year. And that breaks the record, which was set by Johnny Lujack. Johnny Lujack set the record, and tying the record later on was Tobin Roth.
1 week later, this talented, youthful, buoyant team walked into Oakland Alameda County Coliseum assured of its abilities and confident of its chances, which Coach Fairbanks assessed following this most successful Patriot season.
We think that Oakland is one of the best, if not the best team in pro football. I think if we're going to win the game, we'll have to have a real outstanding performance in all phases. I don't think that we can expect any one part of our game to be able to carry us. I think you have to have a contribution from all sides. Special teams will have to play well. I think Oakland's special teams units are outstanding, particularly their coverage units. And we have had some success in returning this year. Defensively, it's a tough chore to keep them from scoring because they've got tremendous scoring capabilities. Thing that concerns me, I think, in playing against them defensively is the constant threat of the home run. We were fortunate enough in the previous game to get away without having the home run pass thrown against us. It's very difficult to rush their passer because of the strength of their offensive linemen pass protection. And Kenny's had a sensational year as far as accuracy is concerned in the passing game. So it will be quite a chore for us to be able to get them out. We got a lot of big plays in the first game. Whether or not we would do that in this game, I wouldn't expect us to do that. And if that is the case, then it becomes a much more physical type of contest. And as all of you know, they're very strong, very big. Our team is big also. We're a physical football team.
And that's what makes that final frantic minute in Oakland so perpetually haunting. Somehow, it just wasn't right. Justice was not served. Evil triumphed over good. But maybe that doomsday Saturday loss will have lasting positive effects on this young, talented team. After a day's rest and recuperation, Steve Grogan offered these reflective insights. He said, "We learned something very important out there in Oakland. We learned how vital the home field advantage is in playoff competition. Next year, we're going to make sure we finish with the best regular season record in the league and have that home field advantage all the way to the Super Bowl." And you know what, football fans? After watching class and courage, the Patriots of '76 all year long, I firmly believe Mr. Grogan. Sporting News Coach of the Year, Chuck Fairbanks. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Michael Haynes. Pro Bowl selections, tackle Leon Gray, guard John Hanna, tight end Russ Francis, cornerback Michael Haynes.